Nigerian Labour Congress to George the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Treasury looters guilty of treasonable felony, not labor leaders. Exactly. Because George Akume, after having a meeting with the NLC and TUC, is coming out to say that these people have committed treasonable felony. How did they commit treasonable felony? Are they taking over the government? They are not taking over the government. Now they have come now to tell them that, look, the treasury looters of our country, especially the lawmakers, the executive and the legislators, they are the people that have committed treasonable felony and not the labor union. You need to know that. So let's dive into the details to see what ensued. The Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, has condemned the statement credited to the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, that the organized labor committed treasonable felony for shutting down the national grid during the strike. The NLC, in a statement signed by the head of the Information and Public Affairs of the NLC, Ben, viewed the comment of the SGF as a negation to the tradition and principles of democracy. So the statement reads, the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC expresses its profound disappointment and strong condemnation of the recent comments made by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation regarding the nationwide strike embarked upon by the NLC and the Trade Union Congress TUC. The SGF's characterization of our legitimate and constitutional protected industrial action as a treasonable felony and economic sabotage is not only deeply troubling, but also undermines the spirit of constructive dialogue necessary for resolving the ongoing issues. The demands of the NLC and TUC are clear and just. That is it. So we seek the conclusion and signing into law of a new national minimum wage that is in sync with the realities of the cost of living, a reversal of the hike in electricity tariff to 65 naira per kilowatt hour, and an end to the discriminatory classification of electricity consumers into bands. These demands are grounded in the needs for economic justice and fairness for all Nigerian workers and citizens. The SGF, we are sure, knows those whose actions are treasonable and sabotage our economy, those who loot our treasury around the country, those who divert public resources meant for hospitals and schools, those who are involved in foreign exchange round tripping, padding of budgets, and inflating contracts, including those who steal trillions of naira in the name of subsidy, are the real economic saboteurs who commit a treasonable felony. Exactly. These people are in costly agbadas and drive in convoys all around the nation, occupying the corridors of powers, and not innocent workers who are not slaves but who choose to withdraw their services because of the inhuman treatment meted on them by the government. So it is particularly disheartening that the SGF, a high-ranking government official, would make statements that trivialize the genuine grievances of Nigerian workers. His assertion that he cannot afford to pay each of his 4 drivers 100,000 monthly is a stark reminder of the discontent between the government and the realities faced by ordinary Nigerians. We may have to remind him that a 50 kg bag of rice is 88,000, which leaves the worker with just 12,000 if he is to pay the paltry sum he claims that he is unable to pay. Anyway, one wonders what the SGF does with 4 drivers alone. We would also want to know that to know what work justifies the huge salaries and allowances the SGF takes home all the time. Do we need to wonder too far why we are here as a nation when you have individuals with this mindset occupying sensitive positions in the corridors of power? So it is unfortunate that the SGF, who presides over the administration of the executive arm of government, which is one of the basic pillars of democracy and is supposed to be a protector and defender of democracy, its various institutions and practices, would be seen making statements that negate these traditions and principles. We believe that through the office of the SGF, the citizens will feel the pulse of the president at all times. Occupiers of such sensitive offices should therefore show more understanding in their utterances and actions at all times. We reject completely the unfortunate insinuations around the SGF's remark because strikes are not only legal but also a civic duty. So we are surprised that the SGF will demonstrate such a glaring sense of unawareness to the understanding of the fact that when workers withdraw their services, which is their right, machines cannot operate themselves. So they grind to a halt. Exactly. So we expect a highly placed official of the government to understand this basic fact and act or speak within its confines. It is a recognized instrument historically and worldwide available to the citizenry and indeed workers to hold governors accountable, thus press home their interest. It is therefore a positive socioeconomic tool that is natural to the democratic process, which allows nation states to continue to adjust, prevent, and protect the prevalence of dictatorship and social implosion. The NLC reminded the SGF that respectful and productive negotiations cannot occur under duress, adding that the events of last week where labor leaders were surrounded by military personnel during a negotiation exercise in the SGF's office were a clear violation of their rights and an intimidation tactic that has no place in a democratic society. Oh boy, this one is serious. So we cannot and will not negotiate under such conditions, which is what the SGF's comment pretend it said. The NLC called on the SGF to retract his regrettable statement and to approach the ongoing negotiation with the seriousness and respect it deserves. So the path to resolving these issues lies in genuine dialogue and a commitment to addressing the legitimate concerns of Nigerian workers. We urge the government to engage with us in good faith, free from threats and intimidation. We truly fear the safety of the lives of our leaders and would want to be reassured to the contrary if we are to continue with this round of negotiation, especially when the government has not offered Nigerian workers anything tangible since after relaxing the nationwide strike. So the NLC remains committed to advocating for the rights and welfare of all Nigerian workers. We stand firm in our demands and will continue to pursue them through all legitimate means available to us. We will not surrender the trust and confidence Nigerian workers and the people have bestowed on us to blackmail by SGF or any other official. Our commitment is to Nigerian workers and the people, and this will continue driving our engagement. Now, wow. I think it's good they have made this this statement, and then SGF should retract whatever he has said because he's just putting fuel on fire. It is not the fault of Akume if the military had not compromised and did what is going on in Burkina Faso. He will not be insulting Nigeria the way he is insulting us. What a lawless country. Exactly. You mean, what I said, you mean labor leaders don't loot directly from the Treasury? They instead collect Ghana must go bags from Treasury looters. What are you trying to say? Allow labor to fight for us in peace. Always controversial, God forbid. That is it. Labor can decide to end their agitation by placing Akume SGF sacked as their condition to accept their request. Very foolish and shameless people in position. That's true. He forgets NLC can even include his firing from government as another demand for them not to go on strike or to call off strike. That is it. Akume is an Obote man and should be given VIP treatment. What Obote? Yeah? So the thing here is that these guys have spoken and they have condemned what Akume is saying. And it's unfortunate that The same way Akume is viewing workers is the same way the presidency, all the lawmakers, all of them are seeing workers, both at federal level and state level. I'm telling you, you can't muzzle the mouth of the horse that tread the corn. You must respect him. That is it. So thank you for listening, and let's have the comment, your comment for also sharing.